It's Huge Way out here, and the market's been crap, man. The market's been absolute shit the past 2 days here, and today was a win. I had a $1,200 win on one, and I think it was like a $600 win on the other one, which is great. You know, it was a good trading day. It honestly, it got me in the beginning though. Like the market's just been so weird the last 2 days. I can't even explain. I'm gonna show you guys pretty much what's been happening. We've been consolidating a lot, you know, not necessarily like pure consolidation, because we kind of been balancing between puts and buy. It's been weird, but I'm gonna show you guys. So if you're coming on this channel, I do daily trades. I show you guys when I win. I show you guys when I lose. I try to be very upfront with you guys. Even today, like, there was one trade I made at the beginning that stomped me out. You know, it's literally going to happen. You know, that's what I don't like about some traders. They'll sit there and lie to you and tell you that every trade they make is just like professional and they're amazing. And there are some really professional traders. There is, but I just want you guys to be aware that losing is a part of the process, and it's okay. You know, you're gonna move forward. We're gonna move forwards together. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you do not miss out on this content. Number one. Number two, let's get into the strategy. Let's get into what happened today. And I wanted to add one more thing. Make sure you pray before every single trade you take, because God is in control. Remember that, okay? I wanted to really add that. Even like I always pray for every single trade I take. But basically what I do, man, is I trade the 15-minute orb strategy. It's the most simple, most stupid way to make money and consistently. Okay, you're not going to win every trade you make, because again, there's things that are going to affect that, right? Entry points, waiting, you know, your psychology, all these things really matter, and that's why I try to be upfront with you guys and tell you this is not an easy game, so don't think it is, okay? So what we do is we open at 9:30. That's when the market opens, New York time. I trade 9:30 to 10:45, 11 o'clock normally. Today's been a pretty busy day. It's been back and forth, like I told you guys, with a little bit longer, which is fine. Some days are going to be like that. I personally like the volatile market, where, you know, we move in a direction pretty frequently, pretty fast, you know, but it just hasn't been like that, and that's going to be that's going to happen. So we take the higher high and the higher low, okay? So we take the higher high of the 15-minute candle, the lower low of the 15-minute candle, and that's how we make our trades on a typical day, right? And this is what I always tell people, right? You switch from the 15, that's a 15-minute, by the way, 15-minute candle. You switch from the 15 to the 5, okay? So what we're gonna see is, here's the higher high, and here's the lower low, these two lines right here. So this is one line, which is lower low, higher high right here in this line, okay? So what we're gonna see, if I can get out of here, there we go, is we see what we're looking for, right? If you're new here, we're looking for a closure under the lower low or a closure above the higher high. As you guys can see, they like to stomp you out. They like to make sure that you lose. You are the liquidity, okay? And once you understand that, it makes things a lot easier, okay? You are their liquidity. When you get stomped out, when you lose your trade, you are the liquidity that they are looking for. You're the fill orders and, you know, the limit order, everything, all the buys, the sells, whatever. They're looking for you to lose, okay? Let's just put it that way. We see a full closure underneath. So typically with my strategy, that means that if we see a continuation downwards, at that point, we're looking for a down for the day. We're looking for a put, we're looking for bearish. As you guys can see, today was a 4-hour bearish, so we always look at the day. So right here, you would go to day, and you see that today was a full bearish candle on the 4-hour and the daily, okay? So that gave me even more confirmation that we were gonna be moving downwards, okay? Did not do that, okay? Because I told you guys, you always wait for the 5-minute closure, and then you wait for the 5-minute candle after that closure. So right here, you guys can see, immediately we wait. I didn't take the trade right here because I knew dang well that it looked like it was going to go high up. And sometimes this is the problem, right? Sometimes it will come up, and it will come up to a fair value gap right up here in a 1 minute or something, and then it will come flying back downwards and continue downwards for the day. Market's been wonky, okay? So it came up here. I ended up jumping in right here, and I got out. If I remember right, I held for a while. I think I got out like right there around that point. Which I don't remember exactly. Like I said, it was something like that. I need to start recording my actual trades. I just like to tell you guys where I'm at. And the reason I jumped in right here is because I saw a complete and utter closure over the higher high. That's why I jumped in. There was no selling pressure. There was no the selling pressure was good in the beginning, and it was fast and it was strong. But we had a consistent buying pressure all the way up to the higher high. And not only that, we had a closure above the higher high and then another green candle. So I was willing to take that trade based off, again, the bullish candles that were forming on the 5-minute. It completely closed over the gap that I found, and that was the first level of, okay, maybe I should take this buy, right? Because we see a lot of buying pressure. We see the closures on the 5-minute above the gap. We see the 5-minute closure above the higher high of the 15-minute candlestick, okay? So that was an immediate, like, okay, we're going up. You know, and again, the market has been so wonky that, like, Personally, I don't even recommend trading when the market's like this, man. It's been very weird lately. The last 2 days, I should say, it hasn't been for a long time, but it's been like 2 days where it's just kind of confusing to me. And it's been, yesterday just moved so slow. You know, I want you guys to understand, if you're looking for a long-term strategy to make money, you know, to retire your family and change change everything for you, you know, and it just, this is it, man. God showed me this. I'm telling you, like, I have tried every single strategy to date, you know, support, resistance, and while those things work for some people, they did not work for me personally, okay? The reason I like this strategy, because it makes it simple. You either lose or you win. I mean, that's every strategy in general, right? But when we see a green candle right here, that's telling us one thing. It's most likely going to continue up, especially if it comes above this one more time, and there's no fair value gaps of any sort that you see. It's probably going to be a buy, man, you know, all the way up. But at the end of the day, we always want to see that confluence, and that's why I did not join until it was up here, because of why? Confluence. We need to see the closures. If there is no closures, there's no jumping in. I'm not going to jump in right here just because there's a green candle, because it could immediately came, look, it did. It dropped right down to there. And most likely, I would have thought it was a put right there, because it come right, if it had come through here, you know? It's like the market is so crazy and it's so volatile. The market does not care about us. The market does not care about you, and that's what you guys got to understand. Make sure you have confluence. Make sure you see the closures. Make sure you know what you're doing. Why are you jumping in? Why are you making this trade? And that's why today, man, like, I was confident that, you know, my brother and I, we were trading, and we saw this closure over the 5-in on the higher high. We were like, all right, man, you know, we're going to go in for a buy, put our stop loss down here, and just hope for the best. And it worked perfectly. You know, I'm not willing to put a crazy stop loss on those ones, just because, again, like, I like to have confidence in my trades. If I'm super, super confident, I'm going to put more of a stop loss than I would, you know, with a kind of non-confident trade. Again, I don't make non-confident trades, but like not as much confidence as, like, for example, like last week when I was making $2,000. You know what I mean? I was very confident that day. I would have had a longer stop loss. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Do not miss out on this content. Daily videos, daily, you know, showing you guys what's happening in the market, what trades to take, what trades not to take. Again, I am not a financial advisor. I am here for your entertainment. I am an idiot. It's just me right here and my dog. He's chilling out like a villain. We got our Papa Bulls bear right here. Bear. Hey, bear. Bear. Oh, he woke up. All right. That's all we got, and that's why I just want to encourage you, man, to start this stuff. You know, do what you can while you're young. Even if you're older, man, start this. And it's a long-term game, but it will work out if you partner up with the Lord, our Savior, Jesus Christ.